Hello everyone watching out there. I'm attorney Brian Tierney. You are watching the very first episode of Breaking Bread with Brian. I am here at La Valentina Restaurant on Chicago's southwest side, right near Midway Airport. It's right near 63rd and Cicero. If you're ever in the area, definitely stop by and check it out. As you can see, I already have a margarita. I normally don't drink margaritas this early. Or do I? I don't, but since we're here, I wanted to highlight how good the margaritas are. They are just right. They're like Goldilocks, just right. The man behind the camera is Renee Costa from Bloom Visual. Here with me today is Jessica Barrera. She is the owner of Westtown Realty here in Chicago, and she is the current Chicago chapter president of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, NAHREP for short. Jessica, thank you for being here. How are you? What's going on?
I'm great, and thank you for the invitation. I'm honored to be your first guest here at your show, Breaking Bread with Brian. And so I really love your concept. It's an opportunity for us to share our story. I mean, a lot of us are from the same circle, the same network, but sometimes we don't spend the time to really know our story. And so I really appreciate the opportunity. And we were just talking, and literally this week, I've run into Brian for 3 times already.
Yeah, within the past 2 weeks, we've been seeing each other. We saw each other at a golf outing for the Chicago Association of Realtors.
Right.
Last week, another Chicago Association of Realtors event for the young professionals. Mm-hmm. We were at the Fremont downtown, lovely place. They have an open roof bar on the second floor.
Exactly, it was amazing.
If I saw you every day, that would be fine with me. Jessica, it's always a pleasure.
We have to work though. We do have to do some work.
That's true, but we had to take a little break too, and that's a thing that I was just at the YPN breakfast yesterday downtown at Manny's Deli.
Oh, I missed it, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very good time. The crowd was a little smaller than usual, but it was about health and wellness, and they were talking about how we make appointments for everybody else in this hectic real estate industry wherein you always have to be on the ball.
Yeah.
But they were talking about the importance of making appointments for yourself too.
Oh, very interesting.
Yoga time, exercise time, meditation time.
A margarita once in a while.
Yes.
Some chips.
Whatever it takes. Yeah.
I'm sure this was not included in their wellness.
Well, it might have been,
tips.
but in moderation. Yeah, you can see the food we have out here already. There will be more to come, and we'll be talking about that a little bit more. But we have their chips here at La Valentina are very light and flaky, just not too filling. And look at the dips they have here. We have a nice queso dip, some salsa verde, just regular salsa rojo, and also their black bean dip. This queso and black bean dip is an incredible mix, like so delicious. This place is like the perfect place.
I'm sold. This will be
night.
My lunch spot.
And it's
more often.
Reasonable prices here on the southwest side of Chicago too, so you're not breaking the bank by coming here. You only be breaking bread with Brian. Had to work that in there a little bit. So tell us, Jessica. Just tell us where are you from originally? And were you originally from Chicago or?
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Pilsen.
Okay.
And we moved closer to Midway growing up. But as far as, the business, I mean, I started managing rentals at 18 years old.
Okay.
And so my father purchased some properties, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I'm like, I'm going to help out Dad with doing some rentals. And so that went on, and eventually I decided to get my real estate license.
Okay.
And then a few years later, I said, why not have a small team? That was sort of like the idea behind Westtown Realty. Have a small team and just sort of, train them and go from there. But since then, Westtown turns 4 in end of August.
Okay, you might be seeing more videos of us celebrating 4th anniversary of Westtown Realty.
Yes. And since then, we're located in Logan Square. We have an office in Oak Brook, Northwest Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan as well. And
Interstate, Westtown Realty. So if you know people, Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, you know who to talk to if they're looking to buy or sell.
Yeah.
And speaking of Westtown events coming up, this weekend is Westtown's barbecue and barbecue.
Yes. So we're having a small company cookout. Friends and family of Westtown Realty are invited. It's going to be at the Humboldt Park. And I'm gonna post details at our Westtown Realty Facebook page.
Okay.
But we like to do those type of events, and that's sort of my personality as well. The people that know me know that I like to network. The company is currently a virtual company. We have satellites, but
Right.
a lot of our training, we train every Saturday with our agents via video conferencing, and that's how we've grown. But we still have those one-on-one. I think that's very important. And this is why I love your concept, Breaking Bread with Brian, because it gives you that touch. You get to know people at a whole different level when you do that. But as far as what they shared at the YPN Wellness of making an appointment with yourself,
Yeah.
is extremely important because, like you mentioned, I'm also the president of NARUP, the Chicago chapter, and we forget, right? We forget about us, and if you're not somewhat balanced with yourself and your health and your mental health, your business is going to take into a negative effect. Family is going to hurt. The people around you, you're not going to be a positive person because there's something there missing within you. And so that's very important. And I love YPN. I mean, I love all the monthly meetings that they have, the lunches that they have, because they do bring a lot of information to our members. But as far as NARUP, so I've been involved with the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals very soon into my real estate career, and finding mentors, Brian, is very important in the growth of your business. And so we were just touching a little bit on that. And so, NARUP has given me all the mentorship that I need, and currently mentorship that I need to continue to grow. I mean, I've been a broker for 12 years, but there's a whole lot that I don't know still, that I'm still learning. And so it's networking with people like yourself and people with, members of CAR, members of NARUP. There's a slew of mentors that, you can always reach out to. And that's one of the messages that I preach a lot, as far as, people that want to get in the business, or people that have been in the business and are stuck, right? You get with the mentor, whoever it is, whether it's somebody with your office, somebody outside of your office, and just take them out for a cup of coffee, a margarita, and in moderation.
In moderation.
and just talk a little bit about what you're struggling with, and just have an open conversation. And I think sometimes we get a little intimidated, reaching out, right? And so. And I always encourage people, reach out and have a friendly conversation about what it is that you're trying to do in business, and I'm sure people are willing to give you advice and help.
Absolutely. And since I've met you, you've always struck me as a very positive person.
Thank
somebody
you.
who has a lot to offer. People, like you said, you've been in this industry now 12 years.
Yes.
You've had mentors, and now
Yes.
you're at that point where you're probably starting to pay it back.
Yes.
to some younger people out there. And we'll highlight a couple of things too, as far as the different things you're doing with Westtown and younger realtors there.
Yeah.
And then also, if you ever want to be a member of the Westtown Realty team, you know who to speak with.
Thank you.
On social media, Facebook, LinkedIn. You just
Right.
don't. You have to Google too far to find Jessica. So,
Yes.
you've had different mentors. During your time in real estate industry, and you've seen good times and bad.
Yes.
So you've learned from a lot of experience, and it's a funny thing too. One of my mentors told me that you learn something new on every transaction, and
all the time.
you don't know if that's true, but then the more you start going through it, you know that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of experience, and experiences, as it's my old saying, experience is the best teacher. It can be the toughest teacher sometimes, but it's also the best teacher. To have that experience, I started realizing now my mentor is absolutely right. No matter, there's always some unique thing about a different transaction or a different client you're working with that is a challenge or is a factor that you have to work with in a transaction. So you have that. So
I always feel that you need to have that mindset of I'm gonna go through some difficulties in each transaction. I mean, very few have been very smooth in my career. But you need to have that mentality that, I have a great attorney that's going to that's going to have my back. I always say, as an agent, you can't do this business by yourself. You need to have your team. You need to have your attorney. You need to have your loan officer that you trust, your home inspector that you can always reach out to for questions. And I'm really good at leveraging my team. And so, you always need a team to get to the closing, right?
That's another important point.
Yes, you always want to leverage.
A team, like when I first started as an attorney, I was hustling so hard and it was tough on me. It was tough on my girlfriend, my family. I didn't sleep a lot, which was not good for you. It cuts years off your life.
It's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy.
A good team makes success. So no person is going to be successful on their own as they grow. If you're going to grow, you have to have a good team in place.
You need to have a good team. As far as Westtown and our agents, so some of our agents are experienced, they have their team, but we do, recruit a lot of newer agents that need the mentoring, that need the culture of the discipline, having a foundation. I just brought in a VP of business development, so we're very invested and interested in the growth of our agents. And so what Harry's, our VP, what his role is to help our agents with their business development. And as far as the network, I mean, we have a huge network because we network a lot. Like you mentioned, we saw each other 3 times in a week because of the networking events that we go to. And I always say, you always want to go out there and meet people because they can always teach you something. Yeah. So it's, so that's why we network a lot. But it's important, to have that trusted attorney, and I hear great things. I know a couple of my agents you met with, and they've had great things to say about you and the way you work. And you're very dependable. They can always call you and reach out to you. And those are the people we want to work with. And so our agents, yes, they come in, they meet with Harry, our VP, and we start with, okay, what's your business plan? What's your vision? Can we help you get there,
and you can
right?
help them take them there, guide them.
And we can help them get them there. They have one-on-ones with Harry. What are you doing? Do you want to network? Do you want to do more social media? Who can we connect you with? We're very involved with organizations such as Northwest Side Housing Center, who helps a lot of first-time home buyers. We're very involved with neighborhood housing services as well, and Spanish Coalition. So because we want to help the community, and we want our business partners, our loan officers, the people we work with, to understand who we're serving, right, and how we work. And that's the best way to have a win-win team. And that's very important. But as for my newer agents and agents that are coming on board as new, as you know, when the market goes up, a lot of people are trying to get their license. Right. Get with somebody right away to show you, right, how to get to what you think success is, right? And success is different for everyone.
It can change over time.
Exactly.
Too, right? Like, your first year of success is like, okay, I got a few clients that I've helped. I've got them into their home, or I've helped them sell their home. And then year 3, obviously, it's going to be a different definition, and year 10 is even different than that.
Exactly, different expectations, right?
And to be ready, I think, I don't want to be the naysayer, right? Because we look outside right now. It's a beautiful day out here. You can't see it from this camera view, but the sun is shining. There's probably not a cloud in the sky. The market is great right now. But I'm always, like my dad had taught me, you plan for the rainy day when it's still sunny out.
Exactly.
So that's another thing too, that with all your experience, you would definitely be able to offer to newer realtors, younger realtors, if they want to become part of the Westtown Realty team.
Right. And I got in the business in 2006. So what happened when I first joined a brokerage, the brokerage was no longer there. They had to close their doors within, I was with this brokerage for like 6 months, and then it was
tough time.
So then I moved to another brokerage, and then within a year they were also gone. So it was a difficult time. But you have to look at the other side of the coin, right? When the market is down, there's always somebody you can help benefit from it. And we helped a lot of investors take on a lot of these properties, fix them up. A lot of properties were abandoned, right? You saw a lot of families walk from the properties, and they were just sitting there abandoned. I literally will go down the street, and I will see, out of 12 homes, 7 or 8 were for sale, and half of them were abandoned, destroyed, etc. And so you get to see that side of the market. And now we see a different type of market, which is values are just booming. Inventory is very slow.
Values are at a reasonable level, not the super inflated values we saw before the housing crash. Right. But at a reasonable level.
Exactly. And so now how do you negotiate those, making sure they appraise? How do you properly evaluate and put before listing it on the market and not overprice it, because everybody's excited about what's happening in the market. And there's certain neighborhoods, like we're off of Logan Square, and if a property is worth $350, $400, the owner thinks it's worth $500,000. So you got to make sure that you're
managing expectations.
Yes, managing expectations. Have the right team to sort of help you navigate through those type of scenarios. So it's very important. I'm a big believer in the whole team concepts. with as far as mentoring and as far as having the right team on your side.
Absolutely, and for somebody who knows your team,
Yeah.
Rocio, Syra, Heather, a lot of good people. I think it reflects well on each other, right? Like they're good to you, and you're great to the team. So you guys work very well together. A lot of positive energy to spread to other people. So
Yeah.
loving what I'm seeing with West Town Realty.
Thank you.
I know you'll be having growth in other states, and
Yes.
then even here.
Yes.
And like I said, hopefully the market stays good, and we're all good for
Right.
quite a while. But we'll be ready, whatever comes our way.
We'll be ready. Exactly. And we know that the market's not going to stay where it's at forever.
Yeah, no,
right?
no market ever does, whether it's real estate or
Yes.
the car market or the stock market. It fluctuates over
Exactly.
time.
And so you got to be ready for it. Continue going to networking events, connect with people that you can, trust, and work with them closely in order for you to be successful in this business. It's very important.
And you're touching on relationships.
Yes.
Because short-term relationships, long-term relationships. Like long-term relationships are the best because we are coworkers, we are business partners, but we're also friends too.
Right.
Like I like when I'm able to call somebody a friend who I'm working with, so that it's not just business. It's like I know this person, I know what they're going through. So if there's ever a time in their life where something's off, I know like, hey, there's a death in the family or some kind of situation that came up. And speaking of family and just, I guess, life outside of what we do, what does Jessica Barrera do for hobbies? Like, what do you enjoy in your movies? What do you like to do?
Well, I recently picked up a hobby. It's called golf.
Okay.
I picked it up at the NAROP event.
Okay.
So with hobbies, I mean, it's very hard when you're so involved with your business to pick up a hobby, right?
Yes,
I'm
because
always
that's a third,
working 24/7.
right.
Yeah. I always feel like, I shouldn't go and play golf because I should be working. There's so many things I still have not done and completed. But that's very difficult. But I have picked up a golf only because a couple of my friends are picking it up, and so we're having like a friend thing. But I love to read books. I love to read. I mean, I got into the whole Audible thing. You can listen to it and stuff.
Audiobook, yeah.
But I really, there's an app now that you can just download a book and listen to it. But I still like the old school way of reading, and so pick up a book and go for it. It's taught me a lot. It's the whole positivity. In the company Westtown, I mean, that's all I ask is that you're positive about, we can have a rainy day. You can have files that don't go like you want them to go, but it doesn't mean that you're negative about it. It doesn't mean that you just want to, give up your license and give up your vision and give up your career. It means that you struggle through it and you do what it takes to you build a backbone to go through the challenges. But I love to read. I'm now picking up that sport, and so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm very new to it. But the more I put on my plate with work, the more I try to figure out, okay, how am I not gonna go crazy?
Well, yeah, there's only so much room on the plate. So
yes.
It's like, the vast majority is taken up by work. Not that that's a bad thing, but you always have to have time for yourself and time for because when you're gonna be the best you is when you have taken care of you and make sure that mentally, which is a huge part of it, and physically you are ready to be the best you for other people too.
Correct.
And so as far as reading, what types of books do you like? Do you like fiction, nonfiction, factual stuff? Do you like to learn? Or?
I mean, I love the whole self-improvement. So growing up, right? I'm a big introvert. So if you're an introvert, don't feel bad, right?
You don't seem like an introvert.
Right. Well, I've learned because I see my network all the time, so I'm comfortable now going up to you and talking to you.
So you're an introvert, but you know how to be an extrovert.
I've been out, right. I've been networking forever, for over a decade, I guess you can say. So now I know half of the people that I run into. I've seen them in the past, so it's different. But when you're newer and you're an introvert and you don't know how to approach people, right? Yeah. Everything you know and everything you learn is through books. And I know Renee's a big self-improvement reader as well. And so I seem to be surrounded by people that like to read books as well in self-improvement. My first book I read was Robert Kiyosaki with Poor Dad, Rich Dad, which I always recommend. But that was the first book I read, and it changed my mindset completely. just to have a bigger vision, right?
Yeah, you have to tell me more
wanted.
about that after the show. Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, like I had something that maybe would be a good piece of reading material for me too.
Absolutely. So I have a lot of books that I always recommend. I always share on my social media. Something that that I love to do. Right now, with the expansion of the offices and the hiring, the training, the recruiting, I haven't really sat down and read a really good book that I from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's tough to get.
But that's
the end.
hard
you
to
can
do.
Start
I mean, I now start from the end and go backwards.
Find out the ending first. Yeah.
I heard.
Oh, this one's gonna be happy. Now I know how this read is gonna go.
I
One of
actually
its ups and downs, probably.
Learn from book readers that it's very interesting to read from the last chapter backwards.
Yeah.
So I do that now.
Whatever works. I mean, that way you kind of know how this story is going to go. It becomes very predictable, I'm sure.
It's like the best part is always at the end, so I just go straight to it.
Yeah.
I have like.
Oh my God!
I have a week
Cinderella
to read
got the
this.
slipper on, and she's going to the prom, and they're gonna have a good time at the prom.
Get to the point,
Yeah.
Just now I'm getting to the point. I just read the summary. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get on the next book.
I'm gonna recommend the book too, and it was somebody who recommended it to me.
Yeah.
There's an attorney and his brother who are they share office space. So the attorney and then his brother's a financial planner, or he's an asset manager too.
Okay.
And I was at their offices. They welcomed me in to kind of mentor me and teach me some things.
Yeah.
And they recommended this book, Smart Women Finish Rich. And the guy had an extra copy. So a little plug for Blythe and Associates up on the north side. They're by Belmont and I don't know. Google them and you'll find out exactly where. But they gave me the book, Smart Women Finish Rich. And he says, if you feel a little self-conscious about reading a book that's called Smart Women Finish Rich, he says, take your thumb and cover the W and the O at the front of women, and it'll say Smart Men Finish Rich. So bless Blythe and Associates. That is a great book. I don't remember the author off the top of my head. But,
I'm going to look right into it. I'm going to post it on my Facebook and share it.
It's a great book, and it talks about aligning your money with your values. And like if spending money on this is not in line with your values of like growing your business or helping your family, then that's probably not the decision for you. And you should either not spend on it or minimize what you're spending on stuff that's not in line with your values. But that the funny thing is, Blythe and Associates told me a lot of people will not read a book past the first chapter. They'll start, but so far I'm a few chapters in. I still have a ways to go. I've kind of put it, it's been on hold with as busy as the summer market is that we're in. So
that's interesting, and it's very true. And I do agree 100% with that, with the values and what you're invested in. I just had a conversation, and again referencing to one of my agents, that she was putting money into some marketing that when I had my follow-up, right, my one-on-one, she wasn't too happy with the marketing, right? And so the first thing I said was change it, because if you're not positive about your marketing, you don't believe in it, then why are you going to invest into it?
Yeah, if you don't believe in it,
right,
other people aren't going to believe in it.
They're not going to
see like
exactly.
They're going through the motions.
Exactly, and it's very interesting. There's a million ways. There's a lot of ways where you could do effective marketing. You need to understand yourself. For example, I love to do social media. Right. I love to do video.
I agree. I've seen it.
But there's people that may not like to do video, and therefore they're going to be all negative about it. They're going to hate to do it. They're going to hate to see themselves on the video. They're just going to hate the whole process. Well, what's the point of doing it then? Go and find out what works. And there's a lot of ways. I've done from the door to door, which is how I started. Door to door, door knocking, and for my listings, and that still works today. I've done the whole cold calling, which I'm not a big fan of, so I don't do it. And I've done the whole marketing, the social media, the videos. Yeah. I mean, the email drips. You do what you need to do until you figure out what's something that works for you, and that you may not be so happy with the results right then and there, but that doesn't mean that you quit. That just means that I give everything 90 days. Yeah. To see results before I quit something. I give it 90 days,
a good rule of thumb,
and then if within 90 days I don't see not even a slight of a result, then I do go ahead and change it up, into maybe I tweak it or I change it completely, whatever it is. But somebody has taught me that. Somebody said stick to it 90 days, and then maybe go back and switch it up.
Or maybe 120 once in a while. But yes, the point is to put a limit to things so that you're not stuck in something that's just not working right.
Exactly.
So, what's your favorite part about Chicago? What do you love most about the city?
You know what? Yesterday I was at the pier and I was invited to this yacht thing, but I didn't make it to the yacht.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes.
La la.
Yes.
Probably some good margaritas there. Margaritas?
Didn't make it. I didn't know where the boat was, so I was a little late.
Oh, no.
Anyway, I ended up going to.
No.
Yeah, yesterday
I'm here,
was.
but I'm not here.
Yesterday
I
it
can't
was
find it.
a mission, and I was actually with Darlena, who's with WCR again.
Women's Council of Realtors.
Yes, again networking.
Very strong.
Yes,
council.
very strong organization. So yeah, we missed the boat, so we ended up at the pier. So I love our downtown. You know, I love our city. You know, I actually, when I need my me time, and I actually take a lot of me time. More than ever.
You've learned to do
more
that,
than
probably.
ever. Yes,
learned to do that
because I need to.
Burnout is real.
Yes, burnout is so real. And then if you burn out and then you get into like the bad habits of, you know, drinking the Red Bull to wake up when you need to rest.
Yes,
you need to understand.
It's not a good substance.
It's
One
not a
day
good
will work,
substance.
but doing Red Bull like
constantly.
5 days a week because you were up till like 1 in the morning
You're
working
gonna
on
crash.
something. Yeah.
You're gonna crash your business, you're gonna crash your relationships. I mean, it's just not good. So I take a lot of me time now, and I don't answer every single call. I do have help, you know. My agents help a lot
Right.
with miss leads that I
Yeah,
get.
some things are team things, some things
Yes.
are Jessica things.
Yes.
And it's finding that, I think I find that too in my practice, is what's an attorney thing, and what's a Brian thing, and what's assistant things. And once you
yes.
find that balance, you'll notice that your schedule is much more comfortable, much more free.
Yes.
Because we're always here
Yes.
for somebody when they really need it. But if
Yes.
it's just scheduling something, or maybe just filling out some routine paperwork, that's something that the team can do.
You
And
need
that's
to
what
learn,
they're there for.
yes,
That's what we put the team in
right.
place.
You need to learn to adjust things that are not working currently. And so with me, it was the follow-up. I no longer do a lot of my follow-up. I do have a team that does a lot of my follow-up with my clients.
Right, and that's
Right.
follow-up is the key to consistency and the key
Exactly.
to success. And as one of my business partners had said, you will make fortunes if you deliver fortunes in service. And I think
Yeah,
delivering
wow, it's a good
fortunes,
one.
it's a good saying. And he got it from somewhere else. It's a copy of a copy of a copy, and that's
From
how
a
things
book,
work.
from somebody, yeah.
Probably a book or some wise person somewhere who's been through this.
Yes.
But yeah, it's delivering fortunes, and you receive fortunes in service. And I think follow-up is part of consistency. It's one of the ingredients of consistency,
Right.
and consistency is one of the ingredients of success.
And success also comes with a lot of hard work. I think with the technology and the way things are a little different now with the way we do business, a lot of times, you know, people have the misconception of, well, I could do it quicker and easier. It's still going to take a lot of hard work.
It does.
You can't take hard work out of
Systems
the
make
equation.
things easier.
Yes,
But
they
don't
make it
eliminate
easier.
the hard work. They
no.
just make it a little bit easier.
And I've noticed, as you know, I interview a lot of agents, and I try to see what their mindset is. And if it's about easy and fast, and I don't want to do the cold calling, I don't want to go out there and be on the field and door knock, and I just want to sort of put one ad, and I just want to get a million leads. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna work. There's hard work in success. And don't get caught up in what you see online, where it's a quick way to, get 10 leads a week, pay me $2,000 for these 10 leads out of the week. And no, it's hard work. You can't take that away from success. Now, there's ways you can do to get business, but always remember that it takes sacrifice.
It does take
if you
sacrifice,
really
yeah.
want to be successful, and a lot of, if when I got my license, I said financial independence, I'm going to be rich. I got my real estate license. Little did I know the hard work that it takes. But once I changed my mindset and I knew that it's gonna take sacrifice, I have to sacrifice time. I have to sacrifice a lot of things that I really like to do. Like, I love to read 3-4 hours a day. Now I only read maybe 1 hour
Yeah, you only
or
have so
2
many hours in a
hours,
day.
right?
I would
Or you
love to do that
sacrifice
too.
friends. I used to
Yeah.
hit it. Oh my! I love our city events. I used to go to every fest. In the books, right? I used to just go grab some of my friends, take some of my agents, and just go and party, and go to like networking and go to all these fests. But you
for
can't
peace of
do
mind,
that.
yeah.
You can't do that all the time. So I had to. Last year I didn't really go anywhere. I had to, just work and we get into that mindset. Then you're gonna be accepting of it. When you have to go to work, when your friends are inviting you out and you can't go out, that's okay, because you know what it's going to take. You already have that in your mind. I'm going to stay in, I'm going to work late, and I may have to not sleep in. I may have to get up extra early to make.
But there's the weekend, thank God. But then again, you guys, your weekend, you work all the time.
Our weekends are very busy.
Well, I'm still in the office on the weekends, but it's more peaceful time for me. So my phone's not ringing off the hook. There's either things I can do. It's twofold for me. So when I'm in the office on the weekend, I am there to catch up on some things that have happened the week, and then on Sunday I'm preparing for the week ahead. What files, what clients do I have that are getting ready to close, and what needs to be done to make sure that all ducks are in a row to make sure we have a smooth closing that week, or whatever have you, whatever's coming up that week.
Right.
Now you mentioned, you time and friendships outside of work. What's your favorite place to go, like outside of Chicago? Where do you like to vacation, or what do you
Lake
like to
Geneva has been one of my favorite.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
And in expanding into Wisconsin with Westtown Realty?
Right. So we were looking at some offices out in Wisconsin, and Lake Geneva is one of my favorite. It's small, it's very comfortable. It's I like to go on days that not weekends for sure, because it's a lot of people. Yeah. So I like to go on a Tuesday, maybe a Monday, and just go and I have my favorite place to stay. A couple of my friends have summer homes out there, so that's like one of my places I like to go. I love to go to California and just like for a weekend, or for not for a weekend, for a week, and just vacation, just to go to all the beaches, Santa Monica. I love Manhattan. I like Venice. I go out quite often.
We'll see. I've never been to California. Hopefully the NAREP National Conference will be the first time we had to transition into that. So the NAREP National Conference is coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get the dates right, but Jessica will be able to help me with this. So the NAREP National Conference is in San Diego, California. It is September 9th.
8th.
Or 8th. Thank you, Jessica. September 8th through the 11th, I think.
Yes.
And it'll be over the weekend too. So if some folks can't make it the entire time because it works during the week, don't say you couldn't make it on the weekend. Definitely make the me time, put it on your schedule, and be there, because these are great times that we're in right now. NAREP is doing a lot of exciting things, and the national conference is always just, it's a feel-good thing. I have not been there yet, but everybody tells me it's like a chance to get together with friends, to learn new things, to talk about the days of old and the days ahead. And so my girlfriend's birthday is right around the time of the conference, so we're thinking maybe we'll go there for the weekend. Her birthday's on the 12th, so normally you would celebrate the birthday like a weekend before your birthday, because her birthday falls during the week. So I hope to see you out there for at least a couple of days.
I will definitely be there. I attended my first NAREP conference 4 or 5 years ago, and that completely changed the way I do business. The level of networking that you're doing for 8, 9, 10, and 11. And some people do stay a little extra. They probably get there a little before, But the sessions are amazing. The speakers that they put together will blow your mind away. And I mean, you're networking with people maybe from like a different state or whatever, but the real estate is real estate, and they get to share. They get to share the way they do their book of business, how they practice, what are some habits that they have, very key to success. What kind of habits do you have? If your habit is to wake up super late and go to bed super late, and not do your daily, whatever it is, routine daily. I always ask agents. I had an agent that asked me, what does your day look like when I was a realtor, when I was 100% just selling.
Right.
I did prospecting from 9 to 11 every Monday through Friday.
Time block 9 to 11.
9 to 11. I did prospecting. At 12, I always had lunch with somebody I wanted to learn from. I would either take them out for lunch, they'll take me out for lunch, etc. I was trying to grow my team of loan officers, attorneys, etc. So I always took somebody out for lunch. So I never had lunch by myself. It was always with somebody I could pick at their brain.
I wouldn't want Jessica to be alone. This person has too much to share. wrong with the world to be eating alone, except for when she's in Lake Geneva. When she needs some me time, some peacefulness.
I will have my lunch by myself.
And I think,
and even in Lake Geneva, I met a lot of people because when you're by
so
yourself, people are just
people
are just coming up to you and
try
telling
the oatmeal here for breakfast. It's great. Yeah.
And they just conversate. So I do and then from 1:30 to 5, I do my follow up on my files and call my clients, making sure that I didn't miss anyone. No, I didn't miss a beat.
No stone left unturned.
9 to 5. It was 9 to 5. Not prospecting. People miss it. That is the way you're gonna grow your business. Prospect.
You heard the word.
Generate
you
business.
Heard the word. So are you going to be speaking at the conference, or you were just there to observe and interact with your other leaders from different states?
Right. For this conference, if they do happen, last year I did speak in one of the sessions. This year, if they happen to need me, I'll be there. But I will definitely be there at the Latina brunch. Is how they kick off the event.
Ooh, brunch. I'm glad we're in a restaurant right now, because when you said that, I'm already starting to get a little hungry. I think it's the margarita.
Oh, there you go. So I will not be speaking at this conference, but I will be there. And there's a lot of times where after the event, a lot of us go out and for dinner and just mastermind. And that is the key of this conference. Is the masterminding you're doing with leaders around the world that attend this conference is worth every penny. So go to narup.org and register.
Awesome, yeah, and NARUP is doing a lot of great things. Here in Chicago, I can tell you I've been to a lot of NARUP events. Good quality programming, living in the present, but also thinking in the future too, as we touched on. And the holiday party, always a good time. I don't know, I mean, you'll be able to shed light on this too, I'm sure. A lot of the times the holiday party is done at Tulia Hall in Pilsen. Great venue. I saw Dave Chappelle there.
Right.
Awesome.
We're going to have it at Alhambra. Where's that? Somewhere downtown.
Somewhere down. Okay. If you just Google Alhambra, you will find it. We promise you'll find it.
Go to Chicago.org for details.
Well, I trust Jessica's judgment, so I'm sure with the good company that will be there, I will have a good time again this year.
Yes. Our installation. So it's in December. I become immediate past president, and then we install our famous Hipólito Garcia.
Hip?
Yes, Hip, and
Hip.
He is
sending a shout out to Hip.
Yes, hey Hip.
What up, Hip?
Hip loves video, by the way, so just FYI.
Maybe Hip will be on Breaking Bad with Brian in the future. We shall see.
So Hip gets installed. He will be your 2019 president.
Okay.
So
in 2019.
So he gets installed. So come and support your new president for 2019.
Okay, now rep members out there, you heard the word. I'm almost at the bottom of my margarita. I think now would be a great time to order food. We will see you back in a few moments, and we're going to eat some delicious food and tell you how delicious it is, so that you can stop by La Valentina and try it yourselves. All right, everybody, we're back. You can see we have our food now. Again, we are at La Valentina restaurant here in Chicago Southwest Side. So you can see the dips again. I am about to put on some salsa verde here. I've ordered the taco dinner. I have 3 tacos here. I wish they had a gallon jug of this because I go very heavy on the salsa verde. Poor Jessica. I should have been a gentleman and offered it first, but I'm using most of it right now.
I already had like half the chips here.
Okay, the chips. Speaking of the chips, light and flaky.
They are very
light. I can't stress that enough. If you like those, you will love this. Again, the variety, you do not get this variety everywhere else, and that's one of the great things about La Cocina.
Yeah.
And check this out, right? I don't have to reach very far for a chip because there's already a chip in my dip, in my beans. I'm about to try that and tell you how good it is. Light flaky chips. Frijoles, the beans here.
You should have like a
creamy
food channel.
And buttery. This is our food channel. This is the food channel.
This is a food channel.
And the arroz, our rice here, also light too, so you don't leave feeling too full. And that's a good thing, because we have business to attend to, and Lord knows we can't be in a coma after this.
So thanks again for having me.
You're welcome, Jessica.
I wish you nothing but success. I'll see you at near future events, San Diego, NARUP, and I'll see you guys soon.
And Jessica, tell them what that is you have there.
Oh, here what I have are some chicken enchiladas, which is my first time trying them. Great choice.
Chicken
Great
enchiladas.
choice. Chicken
La Valentina.
enchiladas.
Tacos, let me tell you about these for a second here. Got my salsa verde already.
This sauce is so good.
Let me enjoy it for just a minute. Oh my goodness. The carne asada here, I'm in flavor country right now. The carne asada here, very lean, not a lot of fat, cooked perfectly. I don't know. I'm guessing they're using a flat grill in the back, but it's still very, very good. So we have plenty. We are blessed. I am blessed for a present company. Jessica, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I think we'll see you again in the new year. Back for another episode of Breaking Bread with Brian. So
Thank you, guys.
We're going to enjoy our food. You guys should definitely stop by La Valentina. We'll see you later. Peace.